Last month, Pepe has spent $40,000 on ads and made $400,000 in return. This will be a full breakdown of exactly how he actually made this work. We're literally going to go fully in depth on how exactly it works, how you can do the same. And if you just hear about these crazy ROASs, especially if you're doing Facebook ads or dropshipping in general, this is by far the best way to run ads at the moment. It's a strategy which you probably never heard of before, and it's called GMV Max on TikTok Shop. The strategies we're going to be talking about are very, very advanced. So this is specifically for people who've already made money with dropshipping or TikTok Shop.
So essentially what you can see here is like my TikTok Shop dashboard. This is like the dashboard for the ads or for marketing in general. And what you can see here is the cost that I've spent. And over like the last 2 months, it was roughly like $56,000. And I've basically made like $400,000 with that. And this is only the revenue that was made by the ads. Over the time frame, I've made like around $600,000 in total in the last 2.5 months. The numbers are absolutely insane. Everybody that's coming from Facebook ads like knows that this is like ridiculous. This is like nowhere near what you would usually see. It could even be higher than that, but it's still like it's an insane number. I think on some days I had like a ROAS of even 13, 14, 15.
The funniest part about all of this is if we scroll down here, TikTok Shop ads have a target ROAS. So if you scroll down for a second, you're going to see that the target ROAS over here on this campaign was 6.5. So for everybody who comes from Facebook ads, this is the explanation here. You spend $1 and the target ROAS is at least 6.5, and it only spends money if the target ROAS is over 6.5. And if we scroll up again, the overall ROAS here was 7.5 over the whole time frame. Now, the craziest thing about all of this is that TikTok Shop refunds you money if they go over your budget. So if they would spend too much money or on the lower ROAS, what they would actually have done is they would have refunded you the difference, which is just ridiculous. We have to start a little bit more from the beginning, especially for every dropshipper who has no idea what's going on here and how this whole thing works. What this whole thing is essentially a massive CBO in between a bunch of TikTok accounts. How it works is you, Pepe, you have a bunch of creators post organic content on TikTok. Let's say I'm one of the creators and there's another 10 people. If I'm one of them, I have one account linked to this campaign, and the other 9 people also have an account linked to the campaign. And then TikTok decides on which video they're going to spend what money. Is my video better? Is the other creator's video better? Who's the best video that's going to spend the most money? And because every sale stays on TikTok Shop, what ends up happening is that TikTok knows the best whose video performed the best. So obviously, they're just only going to spend money on videos which do the best. And that's why they ensure this crazy high ROAS. They can literally just artificially boost videos and make them have more views. And that's how you can kind of estimate that the ROAS is going to be significantly higher.
But the algorithm loves volume. So the most important thing that you need as a brand owner, or when you start having a brand, that's also why it's so hard for new people to actually get there. It's like you need a large team of high quality creators that actually can produce a large amount of volume of creatives every single day. You can kind of compare it to Facebook there, but it's even more favoring volume than Facebook. That's pretty much the main source for like getting the brand to take off. Having the actual network of creators, but also then having the right content strategy for your product. I personally sell like a supplement with AI content. The content strategy would be totally different if it's like a beauty product or if it's a clothing product, right? So you gotta have the right creators for your product, and you also gotta have like the right marketing strategy for it, like both of it. The nice thing is like they can go viral organically, but also you can just decide to push their videos even with more ad spend.
If you have a good network of creators, this is the craziest strategy I've ever seen in my life. I've been doing Facebook ads for years. I started running Facebook ads over 8 years ago. I've seen everything out there, and this is uncomparable to anything I've seen in my life. Imagine this. You have 10 people who are posting videos every single day, multiple videos on their own TikTok accounts, and they go viral. And if they don't go viral, they have a bunch of GMV Max ad spend put on their videos. Everyone who's running Facebook ads knows how valuable it is to have 10 people make videos for you every single day. Like you get 20 or 30 creatives done every single day, which you can then reuse on Facebook ads later as well. You have an infinite creative glitch, not for free, but you get paid a bunch of money from that because all of your creators create the videos and they make money off that. You just transition that on Facebook.
TikTok is just the entrance here. That's kind of just like the starting point for a brand. So you go viral on TikTok Shop first, you make money on TikTok Shop with your creator team, and then you also have an Amazon listing later on where you basically have like fall off traffic. So we always say you make $100,000 on TikTok Shop, you make $30,000 on Amazon passively, especially older people. They might not want to buy on TikTok Shop. They don't trust TikTok Shop. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna search up the product on Google. They're gonna search it up on Amazon, and you're basically gonna get passive revenue just from TikTok Shop, just from Amazon on the side. And the good thing is the profit margins are way, way, way higher there because you don't have to pay any creators or any ad spend because it's
Yeah.
literally organic traffic, right? So you have on this like 30K that I just talked about, you would have a profit margin of 50, 60% literally, which is
Yes.
insane, right? But once you have that system and you make like revenue on TikTok Shop and you have the Amazon listing, revenue also goes there. And as you said, you also have the creative machine to also run it on Facebook. So basically, the whole goal behind this thing is not just a quick like money grab, like a dropshipping product, right? That you just like, oh, you just make like 100K in a month once and then it goes down. It's more like start on shop and you build like a multi-distribution channel brand that actually has like enterprise value in the end
Yes.
as well, because that's what people really look for, or like investors, from my understanding, really look for is like that you actually like fill a gap in the market and that your revenue is not just based on one singular strategy, right?
Maybe for people who are fully not in this whole TikTok shop game, how it works is why all of these creators are even posting videos for you. You have to at the whole thing from their perspective. So you're a beginner, and then you basically get a really good cut of all the sales that you generate for the brand if you make videos for the brand. So every single creator that basically works for you gets a commission per sale. TikTok tracks all of these sales, and that's why it's not difficult to know which sale came from which account, etc. If that creator does really well, he makes a bunch of money and you make a bunch of money. So it's kind of
Yeah.
a win-win situation. And this is how you keep your creators motivated, by just paying them good commissions. You pay them the commission, you pay for the ad spend, and you basically don't have to do that much anymore because the creator takes on a lot of work and they get a lot for that. But you as a brand owner now have so many creators that every single person just starts generating money for you. And it's kind of crazy where things can go if you have a good team of creators. What we've seen is every single brand we've started working with over the last like 3 or 4 months, every single one of them made 6 figures in the very first month. The reason for that is we have infinite creators who are joining our program as creators. And if you're a beginner in the beginning and you don't have that much cash flow, it doesn't make sense to start a brand. This is, as I said, a very advanced strategy. What Pepe did is only possible because you've already built up a bunch of cash flow from doing dropshipping in the first place. So you had money, you were able to buy inventory, which is needed for a TikTok shop brand. And then you basically also, obviously, you're the head coach in our program also, which makes it super easy and accessible for you to have all the creators from our program. And then you just have all of these creators who are doing the videos for you. And that's that. This strategy requires budget. Okay. It's very important to be able to have like buy inventory so the creators don't get pissed if you like run out of stock or stuff like that. That's super, super important. And also what's very important is to be an experienced business owner overall. We, for example, don't work with people at all who didn't already made a bunch of money dropshipping or with their brand to even get started with them, because like it doesn't make sense. If you're just starting out, it makes way more sense to actually start out as a creator. Now, if you already are making a bunch of money with your brand, it might make a lot of sense to add like 20 creators to your team who are just going to do full-time TikTok videos for you. And then that's linked to TikTok Shop.
We are very selective with who we want to be a brand owner, of course. Like it's not like you just made 5K once and then you can just become like a brand owner directly. I would say that that's the highest skilled or the hardest thing to become, like in terms of like if you compare that with being a creator. But if you have the budget, if you are already on that level, you had like a bunch of success as a TikTok shop creator before, you have like a lot of liquid cash, and you also ideally also like no TikTok shop, then it's a perfect fit, and then you can also actually make the brand be successful. I
Yes.
think people really underestimate that, but we've seen so many success stories now in the program, and as you said, every single brand has made like over 6 figures in their first months, which is absolutely insane. It just proves that the system is right, but it's also like the person that runs the brand is a factor to it, right? It has
Yes.
to be a very competent, or like at least somebody that has to be in business for a couple of years, or like has a lot of experience with marketing, I think.
The offer we basically have is we give you all of these creators if you join us. You get a bunch of creators, obviously a lot of requirements which come from that. So we only work with specific types of products. The easiest product to make work for us are supplements, because it's just like universally the easiest way to make content with AI. You can also become a brand with other products, but the easiest by far is for sure supplements. The other thing which will happen on TikTok Shop compared to just regular dropshipping on Facebook ads or whatever is the customer satisfaction. People get the product, like the consumers get the product almost instantly. It's a few day shipping times. It's much, much more legit. And they buy it on TikTok Shop. It's not a Shopify store. I think you
Yeah.
can speak about that a lot.
There's a couple components. If you come from Facebook ads, like on your drop shipping, you will have a shit ton of issues with recharges, with refunds because your service sucks. It's basically like you have like very slow shipping times, maybe like even your product sourcing is not good. With our system, it's like we actually sell high quality products and like we have them in a warehouse in the US. So we can basically by that have like 1 to 5 day shipping usually, which is just insane for customer satisfaction. I never deal with like annoying customers. I've even like the customer support, sure, I've hired somebody for it, but it's not even that. I've looked into it. It's not even that much. There are barely any refunds. There are barely any recharges. And also, a nice thing is there is no annoying holds, for example, as well on TikTok Shop. This is so nice because if you come from Facebook ads and you scale
Yeah.
fast, people know the hold problem. And like on Shop, I never had a hold. I get my money like after like a week or something, and it's always there. There's no problems because the customer satisfaction is high. They don't have a reason to hold the money because the trust is just there.
What would you say is the best way to find a good product? Like what makes a good product?
I would come from the marketing side of things. Like, what type of marketing are you experienced with? Did you have do you have like experience in the beauty niche, in the supplement niche, in the fashion niche, and then kind of like look for what product you are able to make good marketing for, and what product maybe also like you would know how to market. That's one of the things I would say. The more important thing even is that it's a product that's not on TikTok Shop yet, or at least doesn't have like a huge listing yet. So you take it from one of the other platforms, you take something that works on Facebook ads, you take something that works on Amazon, and we basically bring it to we bring it as the first person to TikTok Shop. So it's like you fill a gap in the market, and then ideally you also know how to market that niche, right? That's I think if those two factors are aligned, you have a good product.
We've actually seen quite a few people who transitioned from Facebook ads really successfully, who had a good product run on Facebook, and we just took that product and transitioned into Shop. And it's just something where Shop works in a pretty similar way to Facebook, actually, in general. Like every creative that works on TikTok Shop tends to also do well on Facebook ads. Like we've seen the crossover is very, very high. Obviously, with things like Amazon or organic dropshipping, you guys know that it's not always the case that if some product is listed on Amazon, has a bunch of orders, it's going to work on Facebook ads. So the crossover is not that big. But what we've seen is Facebook and TikTok Shop are very, very similar because they work in almost the same way.
Yeah.
TikTok Shop, they see the sales. So they actually know which videos convert the best, the same way Facebook does. And they kind of they help you go viral because TikTok Shop is incentivized by getting a bunch of orders. They get commissioned from every single order. So if a video makes a lot of sales, they want that video to have more views. And it's the same way which Facebook works. Facebook also blows up videos which get the most sales. I feel like this whole like running this business is stepping away from drop shipping and like being a little drop shipper and actually building a proper ecom business. It's a very different thing because you have to have stock, and we have a lot of really good connections for you to have like warehouses and stuff like that. It brings you away from just doing drop shipping and actually gets you in a position where you have a legit brand. We have a
Yeah.
lot of people we work with who have a brand on Facebook, TikTok Shop, and Amazon, and they make money from every single place there, which is a legit brand. That's exit value. You can actually sell that stuff for millions and millions of dollars with high multiples because it just runs without you. It's not connected to you anymore.
Dropshipping is a nice business if you like don't have a lot of capital and you just want to start learning marketing and all these things. But like if you're at a higher level already, I think the ceiling is way, way, way higher on like building an actual brand like this. You actually have a team, you work with a lot of people, you have employers, you have like different distribution channels, you actually have a product that you designed yourself as well, that fills the gap in the market. I can just say I know brand owners that have started on TikTok Shop that are doing 50 million a year in revenue. On a normal dropshipping store, people are flexing numbers like 50K a month and think it's like crazy. The ceiling in an actual business is way higher, and nobody takes a number like that seriously. That's what you're looking for in the end, right? It's like you want to learn the things first in a very lean and easy business model, but now like on this brand game, it requires a shit ton of capital at the beginning, in my experience. It's totally worth it because you create something that like you don't only have like a good cash flow of, but that you can actually exit like for 7 figures in the long run for sure. Or even I know stories of people that have exited for 20 or 30 million with supplement brands on Amazon, for example, for sure.
The offer we kind of have is if you are an advanced dropshipper, if you made a bunch of money dropshipping already, or as a TikTok Shop creator, and that's also fine, and you want to transition your brand onto TikTok Shop, we basically give you a bunch of creators. Like from day one, from the second you start working with us, you get a bunch of creators who we trained, who we have calls with every single week, and we have a brand manager who's basically going to make sure that this person is also going to get like a few percent cut of every single sale which you generate. And then he will look over every creator, make sure that they make a bunch of money. And it's just like a full ecosystem which you kind of get placed into. And you take your brand to TikTok Shop. Like we transition you onto TikTok Shop. Again, we are selective with the people we work with. This is not like some sort of marketing thing, but like we actually have limited spots in terms of we only have X amount of creators and we can divide X amount of creators onto X amount of brands. Like it's not infinite. So obviously we want to make sure that the brand owner is actually legit, etc. The whole thing will cost you between 50 and 100K for sure. You definitely have to have that roughly anywhere there to get started because you're going to need to buy stock, all of that. If you want to get started with us, you can actually sign up for a call. We can see if it's going to be a good fit. Obviously, if you're watching this as a creator and you're just doing TikTok Shop, we have a bunch of other videos for you as well. You can also sign up for the other things. But I think the main kind of target audience for this video right here is people who are successful with Facebook ads or with e-com in general or dropshipping, and they want to transition on shop. Or if you already have a shop brand and you just are searching for a bunch of creators, we can also send them your way. Click the link below, sign up for a call, and we're going to see if it's a good fit.